sitting around talking, and they were talking to you. They said, so one guy said, well, what's your favorite bike? Another guy said, well, mine is a Schwinn. And they said, well, yeah, Schwinn's a good bike. Another one told him mine's a so-and-so, and they thought it was a good bike. Second guy said, well, what's your favorite car? One guy said, a Porsche. Like, yeah, that's a fast car. Another guy said, well, back a 1957 Stingray. So that was a fast car. The last guy said, I got a question for everybody. What's your favorite underwear? One guy looked at him and said, well, it depends. You're going to get that one after a while. You're gonna Listen, ladies and gentlemen, Mayor James Stewart Jr. is serving his second term as mayor of Irondale and has led a period of truly transformational growth and investment since taking office in 2020. His administration has launched a series of major projects that strengthen infrastructure, enhance quality of life for residents, and ignite the local economy. Under Mayor Stewart's leadership, the city has completed several landmark projects, including the all-new Ruffner Park Sports Complex, trails by the rails at Ellett Park, and the new Irondale Public Library. An almost $20 million renovation of the Irondale Civic Center is underway, and Fire Station number 3 is currently under construction to expand public safety services. Major improvements to Beacon Park and the development of additional city parks are planned for later this year, and the list goes on and on and on. As president of our chamber, I'm really excited to introduce to some and present to all others the greatest mayor in my belief and in my heart in the state of Alabama and across this country. Can you please put your hands together and make some noise for my friend? Now that ain't enough noise. We need to make some noise. We need to make some noise. I want him to cry. Come on, come on. He's almost there. Make some noise. Mr. Mayor, on behalf of the Greater Chamber of Irondale, as president, I want to say to you, thank you so much for all the work you do for our chamber. Because of your leadership in the city and we following your path, we're able to go a long way, and we're so grateful for it. We're thankful for what you're doing. Come on and do what you do. God bless the United States. God bless the city of Irondale. God bless our wonderful mayor. Give him another hand as he comes.
Well, good afternoon to everyone. You cannot have a better hype man than our chaplain, Pastor Michael McClure Sr. And I am so delighted to have this opportunity to be able to share with you all. It's been a wonderful journey so far. Being able to lead this great city to where we are today. I promise you that I'll make sure that everybody gets out on time. I'm not going to break out into a sermon. Pastor Mike, I'm not going to even cry today. We'll see how that works out. But one of the things that I wanted to do here, we have the tendency not to recognize people or to give people their roses while they are alive. I wanted to make sure that I did something a little bit different. And this year our theme is Impact 2026. And it's designed to be able to make a difference in everyone that lives in Irondale in their life. We're a very diverse community. We have a lot of projects and we do a lot of things. But most of all, we want to make sure that everybody has the ability to be able to participate in what's going on. I don't know if any other mayor has ever done this in the city, but you know that for a city to be successful, you have to have businesses in your community that provide you with not only their corporate citizenship, but also with their finances. And I wanted to think about 4 organizations today that I truly believe is the epitome of doing what I just shared with you in the city of Irondale. Therefore, I'm going to start out with our Small Business Award, and we're going to give that today to my dentist, and who made me do a TikTok video on yesterday before she would clean my teeth. But I want to thank, this is a very young individual that has a business that has invested a tremendous amount of capital into the city of Irondale, and her name is Dr. Wiley, and Dr. Wiley is the owner of Grants Mill Dentistry. And I just wanted to thank her for coming to the city and being able to put her business here. And she's also right next door to our wonderful library, which means that you can go to her office and get your teeth cleaned and then go next door and get you a book to read. Or maybe you could do it in the reverse way, but I would like to present this award to Dr. Adrian Wiley, Andrea, she would correct me, of Grants Mill Dentistry, Small Business Impact, presented by Mayor James Douglas Stewart Jr., February 12th, 2026. She prepared a few words, so I told her yesterday she'll have to say a sentence. So.
Well, I'm very honored. Thank you so much. I've had my business here for 5 years now, and I've just had the most support. Everyone here has been so encouraging and supportive. The biggest driver, I think, for my business has been word of mouth, and so everyone just welcomes you and treats you like family, and I've had nothing but the best support, and so I'm so grateful, so thankful to be here, and just thankful for this award, so thank you.
The next company that I'm going to award one of the Impact Mayor Awards of 2026 is Morris Shea Bridge Company. Morris Shea has been in the Irondale community for quite some time. If you are coming into the entrance of the city to come to City Hall to be anything, you pass by their business on the right-hand side. They are into developing these very complex foundation structures. They are in geotech. They do this all around the world. Who would ever think that a company that does work all around the world is right in the corner of the city of Irondale? Richard has been very philanthropic in events and things that we've done in the city. He's sponsored our prayer breakfast, and most of all, when they were having a water crisis in Marion, I called Richard and I shared with him. I said, Richard, I'm only trying to raise $2,000. Guess what he did? He wrote a check for the entire $2,000. But Richard is a friend, a wonderful business person in the community. And Richard, if you would come on down and to be able to receive the Mayor's Impact Award for 2026. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, I need to get your microphone.
I appreciate everybody. Is it turned on? Can you hear me? Okay. Thank you very much for having me on behalf of our company. We're a family business. We've been in Irondale for 41 years. We're fixing to build a new office building in Irondale next to our existing one, so we have no plans on ever leaving. I would like to thank Mayor Stewart and then also the City Council and the Chamber of Commerce for inviting us today and recognizing our business. We really appreciate everything in Irondale. Like I said, we're not going anywhere anytime soon. And I'd also like to call out a special thank you to Mr. Davis for the prayer this morning. I thought that was fabulous. Some good ones I've ever heard. So everybody give him a round of applause.
also, what Richard forgot to say, they're getting ready to make a $6 million investment into the city of Irondale. It's really going to be able to brighten up the corner as you enter into the city, and we're really waiting to be able to see that new building. The next award goes to Mercedes-Benz of Birmingham. Mercedes-Benz has been very, very accommodating to me since I've been the mayor of the city of Irondale. They've supported our concert events, prayer breakfasts. They've even, when I reached out to them and I'm hosting things for the Jefferson County Mayors Association, they have allowed me to be able to host these events on their showroom floor. And it has really made an impact when visitors come. I still have mayors asking me today, can we please come back to Irondale so you can put on another event so we can go over to Mercedes and get a swag bag? But Mark and Luke have, I can't think of a time that I haven't reached out to them and asked them for something as well. I called them during the water crisis. I was only asking people for $250, and of course they doubled the check, and Mark came down there and brought it to me when City Hall was closed to make sure that we can support those other cities. I'm going to ask Mr. Mark Roberts from Mercedes-Benz of Birmingham to come on down and be able to get this award.
I'd like to thank the mayor. We've been in Irondale since 2018, and it's been a great partnership with the city of Irondale and the mayor, Mayor Stewart's nothing but a pleasure to deal with, and we're thankful to have him leading the city of Irondale. Thank you so much.
Yes. And by the way, Mercedes is the largest sales tax producer in the city of Irondale. And last but not least, they do not currently have a business in the city of Irondale, but when I began to think about people that have blazed trails and to be able to really to take a family business and continue to develop that business in the Jefferson County area, and at one time they did have one in the city of Irondale. Again, this is an individual that, I mean, you all don't know how much it means as a mayor that when you need something, you can just pick up the phone and call people, and they respond, and they don't interrogate you about what you're asking them for. I would say Mr. Greg Gratton is definitely one of those individuals. He lives in the city of Irondale, Nays drives. He used to have his chicken, Green Acres was here in the city of Irondale. We're trying to get him to come back. But when I thought about somebody that just has a big heart, a heart made of gold, that's the individual that I wanted to give the first Impact 2026 Mayor's Award to for being a trailblazer in his own right, Mr. Greg Gratton.
Mayor, I want to say this first of all, giving all praise, honor, and glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who have helped me through this journey. and I show all my appreciation to him. Mayor, before I got seasoned, I used to come up here and step up on something like this, no problem. But I got other baggage with me now. You know, Aqua stay with me quite often, so I have to take the easiest route. So, and I just want to say, we've been living in Irondale for 33 years, and we was proud owners of Green Acres Cafe there on Crestwood Boulevard. And after COVID kind of settled down, I called the mayor. I said, Mayor, I'm looking to come back in Irondale. I said, but I don't want to rent no more. I said, I'm a buyer now. I want to own some land. So I'm pretty sure he's still looking for me a location. And as soon as he give me that call, I'll be back in Irondale. Thank you, sir.
Can y'all hear me now? All right, well, let's get to the boring part of the program. 1,928 days, 63 months, 5 years, 3 months, 10 days. That's how long I've currently been in this position. And when I was working on refining this message, you know, it's very hard to do that when you have T.I. in one earlobe and you have the book of Nehemiah in the other ear. It tends to create a distraction. However, when I began to think about this journey and how good God has been to the city of Irondale, it just made me rejoice about all the things that we've been able to do in such a very short time. I decided that I was not going to do a PowerPoint this time. I didn't want to get up here and quote statistics, and I didn't want to tell you all how much money we got in the bank or any of those things. I wanted to be able to keep it real and to be able to tell you stories. I heard Kim, last time she spoke, she told more stories than she told facts. Not that she didn't tell facts in a good way, so I don't want anybody to quote me to say that she didn't say them in a good way. But I wanted to be able to connect with you on a different level. You see all of the things that are going on in the city, and my mama would say, is here. Let the work I've done speak for me. And I believe that the work is speaking very loud into the city of Irondale about all the wonderful things that are going on. And I began to read the book of Nehemiah because Nehemiah's situation was similar to my situation, or mine was similar to his. I'm sitting in my basement on a Saturday morning and I'm upset about what's going on in the city. I don't see any progress going on. I see everybody passing us. And it was similar to when Nehemiah got the message that the walls were in ruin and someone needed to step up to be able to rebuild the walls. And I began to pray and ask God to be able to bring someone to be able to do that. But I also learned that you need to be careful about what you pray for, because sometimes God will appoint you to be the person instead of going to find somebody else to be able to do that work. And when I entered into the race, I know that it was a calling. It wasn't something that I've ever desired to be able to do in my life. I knew God had equipped me to be able to lead, to speak, to administer. Those are the gifts that he's given to me, and I try to be able to use those to the best of my ability. And when we begin on this journey, I want to share with you 3 things, and I'm going to tie these 3 things into the 7 stories. And the 3 things are this. To be successful and to be the leader that God wants you to be, number one is all about perseverance. Number two is persistence. And number three is about having patience. My first story begins with the city of Irondale having its first Miss Irondale contest that took place in November. When I met with Miss Sarah Claire Hawks and began to hear her story, I didn't realize that she had lost 17 pageants before she finally won the one in Irondale, which was the last one that you could win to qualify to be in the Miss Alabama contest. That was very encouraging to me because I believe and I began to see how the city of Irondale was a place of perseverance. 138 years in existence. We're still around, we're still moving, we're still doing things. But things still could be better. But we didn't give up. We fought the good fight. We're going to finish well. And that was very, very encouraging to me as we move into 2026 to realize that you don't have to be smart, you don't have to be great, but you do have to understand that in the midst of it all, perseverance is one of the keys to success. Our second story is about a story of persistence. I don't think Chief Kellogg thought that he would ever be the chief in the city of Irondale. I never forget on a Saturday, I walked up to him at Ruffiner Park Sports Complex and I said to him, "What do you think about being the interim chief?" Isn't that correct, Chief? All right. I walked up to him and I said that I wanted him to be able to fulfill that position. I didn't talk to him. I didn't question him. I just asked him that question because I felt like he was the person for the job. He had served as a patrolman. He's moved all the way up the ladder in the city of Irondale. And again, that's a story of perseverance and persistence. He kept, even in the spite of being passed over for some of the promotions, some of the jobs, and all of those things, he never left the city of Irondale. He stayed the course, and now he is the police chief for the city of Irondale. He's still in training because I had to teach him that when the mayor calls, you usually answer on the first ring, not the fifth ring, not after you get out of the shower and decide 2 hours later you're going to call to be able to get an update. And I can truly say he's doing a very excellent job now in making sure that he answers his phone. The third story that I wanted to talk about is that I never wanted us to be a city where the citizens were not engaged in what was going on. We decided to create the Citizen Engagement Institute. We've had over 8 courses. We now have about 200 volunteers that serve in this community at any given time. Our last class had 41 individuals, the biggest class that we've ever had in the city of Irondale. If you want to know what's going on in the city, how you can get involved, how you can be able to make a difference, then that class is the place for you to begin. By the way, we have our first class beginning in March 30th at the Irondale Library, 6 o'clock. I want to be able to see your face in the place if you have not been through that class. I wanted to begin out talking to you all about people, but now I know you all want to hear about projects. One of our first major projects after we completed the dog park was the Ruffiner Park Sports Complex. That park had been out there for years. Lee played on it. Kim was a part of it, and I'm quite sure there's some more people here in Irondale was a part of that ball field for quite some time. But we decided that we were going to upgrade the park. It was kind of like a field of dreams because nobody was using it, but we had enough faith to say, if we build it, they will come. And I want to say to you, last year, there wasn't a weekend that we did not have travel ball going on in the city of Irondale. We also had our rec leagues. going on as well. And I can truly say that when you build it, it will come. We have very dedicated employees. We had employees, Frank Pennington and Boo, to be able to give their time to be at the park. They didn't have one kid, and they didn't earn an additional dollar to be out there. Why do we do that in the city of Irondale? Because we're what? We built different. We don't do what everybody else do. We don't try to be what everybody else is trying to be. We're just trying to be the best that we can be in Irondale, and we're looking forward to having more events out there as well. Richard, in his part-time job, also runs a wonderful softball organization, the Thunderbolts, and he and I have talked about how can we get girls softball out there. I have this big vision of one day having the SWAC tournament out at our ball fields, also having a collegiate softball game where we can get UAB, Sanford, Miles College to all come and to be able to play in February, a softball game. Some of this stuff, I haven't shared it with anybody. It's just been stuck up in this little head, but you get a chance to be able to hear it first thing today. We have a first-class baseball field complex. Everybody wants to use it. We want everybody to be able to use it, and we're looking to developing that to becoming even a bigger entity. I talked about when I went to the dentist, and the library was right next to it. What a wonderful place that we have there. Everybody said that we were a fool for wanting to build a library because people don't read anymore. Why build a library? Nobody goes to the library. Everybody reads off of the internet. But Dale and Tamara, you all are back there. Do you all think that that is true? I know you all work there every day, and I'm quite sure that facility is quite empty because everybody is reading off of the internet. But I come to you this morning to let you know that on our opening day, we had 1,027 visitors. We had 562 people to check out books. We had 62 people to get a library card, but yet nobody uses the library. What a wonderful investment. Yeah, you can clap right there. A wonderful investment that we made when everybody else thought that we were fools. $8.6 million. And I would say every dollar is well worth it. Matter of fact, my vision is so big, I haven't even shared this with you all, Dale, but I was called Mark the other day, and Mark hooked me up with their sprinter division because, believe it or not, we're getting ready to get a bookmobile that is designed by Mercedes out of a company called, I can't think of the company, Mark, but they hooked me up with this company that designed these bookmobiles, and I'm going to be able to show you all some wonderful pictures. And Dale and Tamara, you'll get some more employees. Don't worry about it. You won't have to. I know they back there sweating. You know, them librarians, boy, they be like, Mayor Stewart, you did not run that by us before you decided to be able to say that. But they know that I love them very much. And we're going to be able to do these things. And we do these things because we are different. At the end of the day, I've never in my life wanted to be like anybody else. Because I just believe in my heart that God has designed all of us with unique abilities and character and gifts and skills. And why try to copy to be like somebody else when you've been designed to be? There's nobody else can be you. There's nobody else can be Mayor Stewart. And I'm quite sure there's nobody out there want to be Mayor Stewart. But I'm happy for my design. But not only did we have a lot of success, we also had some challenging times in our city. And I want to talk about our sixth story would be about PFAS. We woke up one morning with a perfect water system, number 2 water tasting in the state of Alabama. Things are going well, and all of a sudden the EPA decided to change the rules of the game, and we realized that we now have water that we need to make some major upgrades to. I would have to give my hat. If I had some hair, I'd give it to Jared. But Jared did a wonderful job, and this really ties into my Nehemiah story. You all know that when the wall was laying in ruins, it took Nehemiah 52 days to be able to rebuild the wall. I didn't know when I gave Jared the command to go ahead and put the GAC system in to be able to purify the water, that I gave him an impossible task, but Jared ended up doing that job in 52 days. You tell me today that there is not a God somewhere that sits high on the throne in control of everything, and he can make the impossible possible. Well, Jared and his crew made the possible possible. The only contribution I made, I went over there and met with them on a Friday. They were working so hard. I asked them to give me a couple of slices of pizza. I ate pizza with them, Byron, and I got out of the way and let them do what they do. But the city of Irondale spent over $1 million to make sure that you have water that has a non-detect level of PFAS in it. We spent $750,000 to be able to repair a leak that we had under the interstate. But, you know, if we were broke, the way some of the other people said that we were broke, we would have never been able to make those emergency repairs the way that we did. And I want to thank Jared and Byron for the wonderful job that they performed to be able to make sure that the city of Irondale has drinking water. Last but not least, the story that everybody wants to hear, and it is, when is Costco coming to the city? Well, they were supposed to close, and I don't know why they gave this date as a closing day, Friday, February the 13th. But we won't be closing on Friday, the February the 13th. And I'm going to go back to my old statement. You all know when I used to say people ask me questions, and I would say what? 15 days. So in 15 days, we'll be closing. We'll be closing 15 days from those 15 days, from those 15 days, from those 15 days. Which means that between the state of Alabama, the Costco deal, and Jefferson County, I will never give you all more dates to expect when anything is going to happen. When I gave a speech the other day about the storm shelter, I told them that the storm shelter will begin installation in March. But guess what I didn't do? I didn't tell them what year. If it happens in 27, 28, and 29, I'm good with that. But God has really been good to the city of Irondale. I was sitting in a place this morning where I don't want to tell you all where I was sitting. But as I was sitting in this sacred place at 4030 Nicole Drive, I realized that there is over $300 million worth of investment that's getting ready to take place in the city of Irondale. And while I was sitting there minding my own business, I received another phone call that someone wants to be able to annex into the city of Irondale, and they're getting ready to build over 200 units, 205 units exact, townhomes, because I believe that in a community you have to have a mix, because everybody can't stay in a $500,000 home. Some people need to stay in apartments, some people need condos, some people need townhomes, and we need to make sure that we have a mix for everybody else. But they shared with me that they're getting ready. They just got a piece of land under contract, and they're going to put about $7 million into this piece of land. After that conversation ended, I just met with a group that is thinking about this facility, kind of changing what this facility to look like. If you all heard the story, because every time I meet with somebody, I'll ask them about, we'll begin to talk about what's the growth corridor, what's going on in the city. And I'll talk about back here. And then the first thing they're asking, you know what's going on at Pine Tree? I said, well, I know what's going on at Pine Tree, but I thought you wasn't supposed to know what's going on at Pine Tree. But Pine Tree is getting ready to make a very large investment is getting ready to happen here with some investors that the city of Irondale may have the only PGA Hall of Fame in the state of Alabama, right in Irondale, Alabama. Whoever would have thought 13,545 people in this city. I always tell people, we small in size, but we ain't scared to compete against anybody. I'll put our police department, fire department, public works, I'll put them up against anybody. Because we just that bad. Because we built different. And we believe in ourselves. And we know that God has his hand on us. If you want to ask me what's the recipe to success, it's not because I'm that bright or smart, but I am. Not because I'm the best administrator, a leader in the world, but when you commit your plans to your Creator, he has a way of making all things new. I believe that's Isaiah 43 and 18, if you all want to read it when you go home. But again, I'm excited about being in my position. It's not a morning I wake up that I don't want to. Go to work. Kim tells me sometimes she thinks I'm married to the city of Irondale. I go to sleep with Irondale on my mind. I wake up with Irondale on my mind. I'm there on Fridays, Saturdays. My routine is I go to Highlands on Sunday. I'll see Chris at Starbucks, get some coffee, and he and I'll chat. But then after that, I'm on my way to City Hall to be able to do some work. You can always see that black expedition on the side of City Hall because I took an oath to be able to do my best. And to be able to do my best, so help me God. And I hope that I've been able to fulfill that promise. I hope that you all are happy with the results that you see. My vision is, in the days to come, that you will see over $1 billion worth of investments made into the city of Irondale. You may not see it. You may not believe it. But then I never thought that I would be where I am today. And I always try to leave people with one thought. You can wipe out everything else that you've heard today. But if I can just share this with you, and what I want to be able to do is this. I was talking to Lee and Ant and Mike, and I'm always trying to make everything funny. And I'm not going to say what I said because I said what I said. And Mike and Lee was like, and Ant was like, I don't know, Mayor, if you need to say that. So don't you all worry. What I'm getting ready to say is this. I got 99 problems, but faith ain't one of them. And this is my parting shot, and my last thought that I want to leave you with is this. Your friends make you comfortable. Your haters, they promote you. May God continue to bless you as well as bless the city of Irondale. Thank you.
Come on, let's give it up for the mayor one more time. Let's go. I sort of felt like those pallbearers at a funeral when we were walking up the sidewalk. The mayor saw us coming. Like, yeah, it's time to go, man. And he's back.
I'm back. I almost didn't make it back into the house. Kim, you were supposed to tell me, but I was gently just told a few minutes ago that I forgot to introduce my wife. Will you all give it up for Kimberly Miles Hyper Stewart?
Come on. And while you're giving it up, give her another hand, because when she spoke, I hate to say it, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead and say
She
it.
had the second largest crowd in the house. Come on, somebody. Come on. Because Mayor Stewart packed it out today. Give him a hand.
That's a big competition around here.
That's a big
Who
competition,
can draw
man.
the crowd? Y'all are lovely. Thank you. So we've just got a few final announcements before we adjourn. The Chamber has a Train Your Brain series. This is for our members, and you learn lots of things, so that's coming up in March. April 9th luncheon will feature automotive innovation, and all the details on that will be coming soon. Lots of good things happening. On April 18th, we'll celebrate Young Entrepreneurs Day. I'll be calling on many of you to help judge and encourage our future leaders, so be looking for that as well. Okay, we're also working on a job fair, April 23rd. And to close out the month of fun, do not miss the celebrity basketball game. That is a lot of fun we have here. All right, we have a valuable giveaway today. All who join the Chamber in the next 24 hours, starting now until tomorrow, you will be put in a drawing to receive a 1/6 page ad in the new city guide. So everybody that is not a member, look, it can be neighbors, it can be nonprofit, it can be businesses, it can be anybody. We want everybody to join in. This is a community effort, and you'll be part of it and know everything that's going on. All right, Irondale doesn't grow by accident. It grows because people show up. You showed up today, and that matters. Thank you, and Pastor Mike will lead us in our adjournment.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I need you to read that line right there.
Oh,
Read-
it says our fabulous chamber president.
Amen. Come on, man.
Don't leave that out.
Don't leave that out. I've been
know.
watching your notes. I was waiting on that one line. Really fast. Can I have all our chamber members come up, board members? Can you come join us real quick as we close? Give our board members a hand. Come on, real quick, wherever you are, board members. Really fast. Come on. Really fast. Tell them who you are and what you do. Tell them who you are. Kim, start here. Tell them who you are and what you do. All board members.
I'm Kim McDaniel, and I just love Irondale. That's it.
I'm Brian Pitchford with Alpha Insurance right over here on Montevallo Road, and plan to serve the chamber and the community as a board member.
Tremaine Davis with Touching Hearts at Home. I'm in public care.
I'm Clay Deepway with Garage Living. We're down here, we have a showroom off of Crestwood Boulevard.
And Dr. Marvin Collins II. I'm the principal of Irondale Middle School, and I can truly say we all love Irondale. I'm Timothy Richardson with Boys Automotive. I specialize in commercial fleet sales. So Thank you, sir.
We have one more member, Andrea. Yeah. And we have one other board member, Andrea. She's with Town.
She's with Farron.
Yeah, Farron Realty, and she's
And
not
then
here.
Amy Howe with